Hello guys, welcome to Nscode. In this video, we will learn how to create fake API using Json server. So before we start the video, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Along with that, you can hit the like button if you like this video. So let's get started and move to our folder thing. So I'll simply create a folder, name it as a JSON server. Let me create the JSON server. Now, as you can see, I'll simply open this JSON server in our Visual Studio Code. That is my favorite editor ever. So now, let me open. Yeah. So now, the folder that we have created right now is open in our Visual Studio Code. So now, in order to use the JSON server, we need a JSON server to be installed globally in our machine. So in order to install that JSON server globally into machine, I'll have to simply run the command npm I is for install, -g, that is for global, and JSON -server. So this command will basically install the JSON server globally into your system or the machine. Once you get installed, you will be able to do the work of JSON server here only. As I have already installed this JSON server in my machine, I won't install it again. After that, I'll need a package.json file. So in order to create the JSON file, a package.json file, I'll simply call the function or call the command that is npm init for initialization. Once I press this initialization, we will be able to see a list of things that this package.json file package installation will ask. I'll simply press the enter button continuously and simply skip that part. So let's check. It will take time. It will actually take time in initialization. So I'll wait for that. Till now, let's check. Yeah, I'm simply pressing the enter button continuously. That's it. So now you will be able to see a package.json file is being created here, and inside that there is nothing. Now I want to install JSON server in my folder. So in order to install that, I'll simply write the command npm I JSON server. That will install the JSON server in this JSON server folder. And once this JSON server get installed, you will be able to see another folder which is node_modules. And if once this installation is complete, inside the package.json you will be able to see another object which will be named as dependencies, and the dependencies will be JSON server. So it will show us the JSON server with its own version, on which version it's operating, it's installed. So I'll show you once this installation is complete of JSON server. Now you can see in the folder thing there is node modules already being created. So once this all installation is complete, the JSON folder node modules is being created, and along with that a package.log.json file will be created. Package.log.json file is not of use for now, so let's skip that for now. We'll wait once the installation is get completed. So let's check. It's coming. It's doing. Yeah, it's almost completed. Yeah. Now you can see in the package.json file there is dependencies, and the dependencies are JSON-server, and its version 0.16.3. So this is the version of the JSON server that we have installed in our machine. Now in order to run the JSON server API, we need a JSON, and the name of that JSON file should be always db.json, and inside that JSON file I'll create a simple JSON. Let me create it as users, as an array which is having multiple objects. So user has an array having multiple objects. So the object will be like a name. It will be, I guess, Tony, and the age, let's make it something else. And the basic thing that you need to add while creating a JSON JSON structure, you need ID. ID is must. That will to uniquely identify your object, you must add your ID, because depending on the indexes is not that much effective Sorry about that, just mispressed some different button. So yeah, I'm creating my JSON files right now here. So let's change the IDs as 1 2 3 4 5, and then let's change the ages as whatever it may be, 24 25 26 27, whatever. Yeah, now let's change the name as Chris, then I guess Evans, yeah, then Clark. Lastly, I'll make this Ben thing, that is Ben. So now if I save this JSON, db.json, my JSON is being created. Now in order to run this API, like get the API, I have to run the command, that is JSON server, then dash dash watch, to watch which file, db.json file. So it will record all the changes which is being done in db.json file. So once we run this command, we will get a URL. This URL will help us to do all the, that is basically a your fake API. So it will help you to do all the CRUD operations you want to do. So we have this URL localhost with 3000/user. We can see a list of objects which we have created in our JSON file. And when we call in API in our browser, it's basically a GET call. So let's do another call by using our best thing, that is Postman. There we will see all the CRUD operations which we can do over this URL, and let's check it out. So I'll simply doing this get thing, get call, send. Now I'll be able to see all the objects which we have added in our db.json file. Now let's add some more object. So in order to add, we need to do the post thing. So I already created a object for that. Let's make it id as 10, then name the Tony instead of let's name it as Stark, and simply press the send button. Now if I again get that r like URL, we will be able to see the JSON object that we have created right now. So it's id which is having 10, name as a Stark, and whatever the ID, age is 25, I guess. Yeah. So now let's do some delete operation from the CRUD. So in order to delete this, let's delete this only which we have created right now. I'll have to simply pass the ID, that is 10, and if I press the send button, this ID, this object which is having ID 10 will get deleted. Now you can see if you call the get thing, you won't be able to see that object we have added earlier only. So now here you can see the ID with having 10 is not there. Now if I simply do the put, that is update, if I want to update my object which is having ID 1, I'll simply pass the ID user/ID1, then I'll pass the data which has to be updated. So let me minimize this. Yeah, after minimizing I will be able to see the body thing, I guess. So we will check this, like instead of ID, the object which is having ID 1 is having name as Star Tony, so we will change it to Star, and age is 27. So let's press the send button, and if I again like call the get call and check this thing. Now if I call this get thing again, you will be able to see that the name has been changed to Stark and the ID is this thing. So that's it, like you can do the CRUD operations using this fake API JSON, and please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.